If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel and another cutting tutorial. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have a hard time talking already. Today I'm gonna be cutting along with you the Makayla Bag by Deja Designs. I'm super excited to do this one. Thank you so much, Andrea, for allowing me to make this tutorial. This is my first Deja Designs pattern, so this is gonna be a lot of fun. What's great about the Makayla Bag is I believe, I haven't made one yet, it's gonna be a super fast sew. It's gonna be super elegant. There are two sizes, there's a small and a medium. I'm going to be cutting for the small size today. We are also doing this as a class for our Thursday classes in August 2023. So if you end up wanting a slowed down real-time version of how to make this bag, you can definitely join the membership side of the channel to catch that there. But this is the cutting video. I will be cutting this live. There's no voiceover, so I will apologize in advance already if you hear any noise in my house, like my dogs, my kids, street noise. My studio is in the basement of my home and it is by far not soundproof. So yeah, so I apologize for that in advance. Sorry if that bothers you. Please do be kind in your comments, but it is what it is. What else? Also, I do not have a finished version to show you guys. So what I'm going to do, because I can't share pictures or anything like this, but I can share the website. So I'm going to share my screen and we will go through the website and some of the pictures that are there to help bring inspiration to you. So let me just get that all ready and then we will do that. All right, so this is the bag here that we will be making. I will be doing mine in all vinyl. What is great about this is you can use cottons, you can use canvases, you can use vinyls, whatever you like. So there are two sizes. The small measurements are 10 3/4 inch wide, 5 1/2 high, and 2 3/8 of an inch deep, and the medium is 12 1/2 by 6 3/4 and 3. It's going to be super cute. Great evening bag, I think. But let's go through some of these pictures here. Very pretty and delicate paint. Now I will not be doing these chains because I do not have them. I'm just going to do a regular crossbody strap, but you can definitely dress these up. There's a picture of the two sizes there. So they're not super different in size. One's just a little shorter than the other. For my tutorial, I will be doing the turn lock. Oh, here we go. This will be better. So it looks like we do have a flap and we'll have a band over the flap to hide that raw edge. Super simple, super elegant. Zipper pocket on the inside. You can do magnetic snap or a turn lock closure. So nice. I think I'm going to really like how these connectors are attached here. Said I've never made one of these before. I'm super excited to do it. As you can see, depending on what materials you choose, it brings on all sorts of different looks to this bag. Yay! So yes, the website is linked down below in the description. If you want to go and pick up this free pattern, you can definitely go ahead and do that. Okay, so let's go back to our main screen. Hello again. Okay, so let's talk about interfacing. Now, interfacing is one thing I do not cut along with you in my cutting videos, mainly because depending where you live in the world, our interfacings are all different and they all get fused different. But what I will do is tell you what interfacings I will be using in this bag. So this bag is great because she does give you multiple main stabilizer choices. So you can use Decovil Lite, you can use foam. If your vinyl is thick enough, you probably don't even have to use anything if you're using the vinyl. Let me just grab, just so I know what I'm talking about here. So we do have main stabilizer pattern pieces here, so it'll be easy to cut along with or cut on your own. So for my main exterior stabilizer, oh my gosh, I'm tongue-tied today. She recommends using Decovil Lite, foam, or fusible fleece. So you just choose what is good for you. Usually I would use foam, but I am going to use Fuse Heavy, which is a It's kind of like a Decovil Lite. It's an Emmaline Bags product, but it's woven and it sticks so much better than Decovil Lite. So EB Fuse Heavy is what I'm going to use for my exterior main stabilizer. For my flat stabilizer, it calls for a medium non-woven interfacing such as Decovil Lite. Because I'm doing a turn lock in my main stabilizer, I'm actually going to use Decovil Heavy, mainly because I need Decovil Heavy or Peltex would work. I need something that my turn lock is going to be able to grab onto, because the opening of my turn lock and how you screw it in is quite thick. So if it's too thin, that turn lock, the female side, is going to move too much. So I'm going to substitute Decovil Heavy in place of the Decovil Lite there. My gusset stabilizer, again, I will be using EB Fuse Heavy. It calls for, you can put fleece onto one side of your flap. I'm not going to worry about doing that. I'm just going to have the Decovil Heavy piece in there. And then of course for my bottom stabilizer, I'll be using Decovil Heavy. Peltex would be a good substitute as well. Now, if you didn't have Decovil Heavy or Peltex, what you could do instead is you could use 2 layers of Decovil Lite. That will be similar to a Decovil Heavy, or 2 layers of EB Fuse Heavy. I found in a pinch when I've run out that has worked too. So stabilizers, very easy. That is it. For a lighter foam, or if you use lighter vinyl or a cotton, I would probably use foam myself, but I am 100% a foam girl. So that is it for my stabilizers. For any cotton pieces, you also want to be backing them with a medium woven interfacing such as SF101 or EB Fuse Lite. Again, that's EB Fuse products are Emmaline Bags products. I love them. And EB Fuse Lite is very similar to SF101, but different. So yeah, I'm going to be using a waterproof canvas, so I will not need to use any woven interfacing for this bag. Okay, materials I'm going to use in this bag. I am on a quest to use up my scraps. So I have all of these scraps of this beautiful sky blue pearl vinyl from Galaxy Customs. Look at it all. So this is what I'm going to be using to make that. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to get most of it out of this one scrap piece. So yes, that is going to be the exterior of this bag. And from a new, well, depending when you're watching this, but it's new as of August 2023, a new Canadian supplier called Sam Fabric Creations has waterproof printed canvas. This one here, she's got 3 weights of it. This one here is the, what is this one? This one is the 400 denier. So it's a thinner one for the lining, definitely domestic machine friendly. I don't know what this one is called, but I do have her website linked down below in the description. So I think these are going to really complement each other along with a rainbow hardware, and that is what I'm going to be making the tutorial bag out of. So how about I get this all cleaned up and then we'll get to cutting this bag out. Okay, so if you watched my cutting videos before, you will know that I go by the cutting chart and I cross things off with my air racing solo line pen. That way the marks disappear by the next time I do this pattern. Now, one thing that's great about a Deja Designs pattern is she gives you a choice for the rectangular and the square pieces. She provides paper pieces if you prefer to do it that way, and as well, she provides the measurements in the pattern so you can ruler cut it. I will be ruler cutting just to save on the paper. Now, because I cannot share the measurements of these things, I will end up going back up to the face view when I'm doing my ruler measurements. So you see what I'm doing, but you do not see the measurements that I am cutting, as you need to buy or get the pattern, even though it's a free pattern, but you need to go and get the pattern to get those measurements. So I will be going in between those 2 views, depending on the pattern piece or if it's a measurement piece. Okay, so I like to draw on the back of my vinyls, as you all know, if I can find my pen, for my pattern pieces. The reason I do that is so when I am, especially when I'm using scrap pieces like so, I can draw out all my pattern pieces, and then I will know if they are going to fit within those things. And if they do not fit, I can go ahead and I can redraw them on. So that is what I'm going to do. I just got it. There's my pen. Now, if you are doing pen, make sure, I just use a regular ballpoint pen, but if you're using a thinner or a lighter vinyl, make sure you test it first. You may want to go in with pencil and do it, or a charcoal pencil and do it. And this is a pearl vinyl. It is super thick. It will not feed through to the other side, and it's a darker color, well, darkish color, so I'm not too worried about that. So we are going to start, I'm actually going, it's on page, what page is this? With the cutting pieces, you will find a cutting chart, and that's what we will be going off of. So I'm going to leave the shoulder strap and connectors for now, because I'm going to try to use up these scrap pieces first, and then we will go back and get those pieces. So what I am going to be drawing out right now, again, I'm doing the small size, is the main exterior piece B, and we need 2 of these. So I'm going to go ahead and look at this. It fits perfectly where I need it to fit. So I'm definitely going to get use of some of this scrap fabric. Do you know what? Nope, it's a little bit too shy there. So we will put this one right here and draw it on. You are more than welcome to just go in and cut around it, but this is just how I like to do it to make sure I'm getting the most use out of my vinyl. Because as you can see, I keep all of my scraps that are big enough to work with. And this bag, the small one especially, is going to be a great scrap buster for me. So there's one, piece B. And of course I will go in with my EB Fuse Heavy pieces, pretend this is it, and this will be fused outside of the seam allowances on the back of that. So, okay, so that's one. I think I can get a second one here. I can. Okay, so piece B. And I can cross those off of my cutting list so I know I have my 2 exterior piece B's done. Okay, what else can I fit on here? See, just kind of looking over. Okay, another thing I can fit on the scrap piece is my zipper overlay. Now she does have a paper pattern piece for an overlay. I'm actually going to draw out from my acrylic template here that I get from Sew Yours. Now you want to make sure if you're doing this small that your zipper opening is only 6 inches. So with my acrylic template, I'm just going to draw down at that 6-inch mark right there and right there. Trace around to that 6-inch mark, and then I'm just going to move this part over to that 6-inch mark. But if you use the pattern piece in the pattern, of course you don't have to do that. Just like so, and then join up those lines. So it's a very, very small pocket, which is okay. I'm going to be leaving an opening in the bottom of my zipper pocket to close up the lining turn hole. I believe in the pattern she just closes up the lining turn hole normal by putting the raw edges in, but I like to do this way because then I don't get that ridge of top stitching at the bottom of the bag. But that is a preference for me. So I've got my zipper overlay here. I'm just trying to see what else I can get out of this. Okay, let's go ahead and we will do our connectors. So this is a measured piece, so I'm going to put you up to my face. So you will see me working here. You just won't see the measurements that I am going to be doing. So I am going to draw out 2 connector pieces. This is in the strap handles and connectors part of the cutting chart. Again, I'm kind of bouncing all over because I am trying to use up the scrap. And I'm going to cut my 2 connector pieces as per the measurements in the pattern. Now I am using 3/4 inch hardware just like the pattern recommends for this one. So I need a bigger ruler. So I'm going to go ahead and draw these out. We need 2 of them. I will save paper wherever I can. I actually prefer cutting with ruler measurements, so I'm going to draw it out. And while I'm here, I'm also going to do my halfway mark, dotted lines down the center of those, just to save time when we go to make the connectors. Okay, while I'm here, let's see if there's anything else that's measured that I can put here. So that's my 2 connector A pieces are done. I believe I can get my flap strip out of this piece too. So that is pattern piece C if you're using the pattern piece, or go by the measurements in the pattern. So I'm going to draw my flap strip. Oh yeah, definitely fits in here. Great scrap buster. I am so happy for this. Okay, so I'm going to draw that out. And I'm also going to put, I don't know if I need it, but I think I'm going to probably need a dotted line down the middle of that one. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that. So flap strip. I like to write on the back what these pieces are. Con. Cross that out. I've done one of those. Again, make sure you are following the correct size for your dimensions, depending on which one you are doing. Okay, and I can do my connector strips on this piece as well, and that is a ruler measurement. Again, she does have paper measurements as well, so we need to draw out 2 of those. So I'll go ahead and do that. Oh, I might be able to fit it right here for one of them. Nope. Okay. So what am I doing? I need 2. Double check your measurements good. They're a little bit different for measurements. They're not the typical numbers that we use usually, so make sure you're double checking and drawing out the right ones. Okay, that looks right for one of them. And I gotta do another one just like that. Measure twice, cut once, remember. Okay, so those are my 2 connector strips. Con strip. And I can cross that off of my pattern piece as well. Okay, and I've got all of those. I'm going to double check to make sure if there's anything else. Nope, that is it for that. Okay, so let me put you back down to table view and I'll show you what whoopsies, that's the wrong camera. This one here. So you can see I've marked them out and I've done my dotted line for my connectors. There's my 2 connector strips and there is my flap strip. So with this piece, I'm going to go ahead and cut this out right now, and then we will bring up another scrap piece to do some other things. If you don't have scraps, of course, you just be drawing it out on your full piece. So I am a rotary cutter girl, as you guys know. Now for this zipper pocket overlay, I'm not going to cut it all out right here because I am going to go back in with my template. But that is not a Deja Designs template, so I will just cut that on my own. I will finish cutting this one out later. And I have special tools to do it, to make it faster and cleaner, but I'll do that off camera. Okay. Pattern piece B, that's one of them. Pro vinyls from Galaxy Customs are my utmost favorite vinyls. They almost have that vintage retro type sheen and color, like a 1950s car, which actually I believe this is upholstery fabric for that. So I love it. So I'm going to put that with my pattern piece B. I like to hold them together or with a hair clip, and I can put that into my to be interface bin. Okay. There's my flap strip. I already have what the name is written on the back, so that can go into my finished with doing whatever until I'm sewing bin. My connector strips. Those are done. Oops. My 2 connectors. Super fast so far. We're almost done with the exterior. We only have 2 more pieces to cut out. No, 3 more pieces to cut out. So my connectors. And from that scrap piece, this is all I have left, and I don't think there's anything I can do with it, so it is going in the garbage. Okay. Now I have this piece here that my flat piece will fit on. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that out and then cut it out. Said I could just go in with my rotary cutter and do this, but the pattern piece may slip while I'm doing that. So I just draw it out. This is my process. I'm just doing me. And I also like to show how I use up scraps. So I hope that is something that all of you want to see. Okay, this one I'm going to have to cut a lining piece for, so I'm going to put this back into my to be cut pile because we'll be using the same pattern piece to cut the lining side of this. So again, this I will be backing with Decovil Heavy outside of the seam allowances. Okay, put that back in the to be cut pile. I don't think this is long enough for anything else I need, so I still have a little bit of scrap for this, which I will put aside for the next project, and I'm going to have to break into the other roll, which I've already cut out of too, so it's all good. All right. Okay, so now what we need to do is I'm going to have to go to a camera or to my face again because I'm cutting out the strap. You can make the strap to whatever length that you like. I'm going to go by what she has in the pattern. So again, I'm using 3/4 inch hardware. I am not making an adjustable strap. This would be very easy to make into an adjustable strap if you wanted to. Okay. I am going to make mine a little bit longer than hers. Not much, just a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and do my halfway mark down the middle. Okay. Now I can go back up to face view. There we go. So here's my strap. So it's not a very big strap. Okay, and then I have my gusset piece to draw out. Now you can see I'm not going along the top here because I am leaving that. These are the only couple pieces I have left to cut out. And when I go to buy more of this vinyl, because I will, this gives me a scrap piece that is long enough to be an adjustable crossbody strap for a later project. So I may be able to get a whole project out of one roll and then the strap out of that, and then I'm golden. So that's just me thinking in advance to future projects and how to get the best use out of my vinyl. Okay, so this is my piece E. And this I will also be backing with EB Fuse Heavy outside of the seam allowances when I go to interface it. I forgot to turn the sound off on my computer, obviously. Oh well. So you know what? I am going to cut this down. I did this too long. Actually, I did it too long by 4 inches. I am going to go exactly with what the pattern calls for this. So I'm going to cut that down and do as per the measurements in the pattern to see how that works out for me. Okay, so now we can go ahead and we can cut these out. This one I think would be great to have a crossbody strap with as well, but this one, because I'm using this luxurious pearl vinyl, I am going to make it more like an evening bag where you're kind of carrying it on the crook of your arm type thing with the lengths that she has. Cut out my gusset. Okay, so that's the gusset. That is everything for the exterior cut out. Let me double check. Shoulder strap, flap, gusset. Yes, so let me clear this off and then we will get to doing the line. Okay, before I go further, I have opted to make this a crossbody strap just because, rather than a shorter strap, just because I think for my clientele here, they would prefer that. Actually, I might, because they are detachable somewhat, or they could be, depending on your hardware. No, I think I'm just going to keep it as a crossbody bag. So I'm actually cutting my crossbody strap to 4 inches wide to make it so I can use my 1 inch hardware, as I do not have sliders for 3/4 inch. So that is one thing I will be doing different in this, is I am going to make it into a crossbody strap rather than a shoulder bag. Okay, so we are almost done. Not too much more to cut. So I've got my canvas here. Again, if I was using cotton, I would be backing this with a medium woven interfacing. But this doesn't fray, so it'll be good. Okay, so first things first. What's great is her pattern pieces aren't on the fold here, which I love. We need to cut 2 pattern piece G pieces. So if your fabric is directional, make sure you are paying attention to that. Which way do I want to do this? This way. So I'm going to fold it up. I'm going to cut 2 at a time here. So I'll take my pattern piece and put it on top. Now my canvas is a little bit slick, so I am going to grab my sheet full of, this is actually a yarn bowl. I attempted clay making. I wasn't very good at it. Or pottery is what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to take my pattern weights just to hold those down. And then I'm going to go in with my rotary cutter and cut these 2 out. So this is cutting both at the exact same time. Super fast bag to cut out, like maybe 15 minutes, add on another 5 or 10 minutes for interfacing. And an amazing scrap buster. I think I'll be making a bunch of these if I like doing it. I'm pretty sure I will, for my market table, because trust me, my scrap bin is an overflowing mess. Okay, so those are my 2 piece G pieces. Put them together, interface them if you need to. Oops. And then we have our flap piece. So it's for the underside of our flap. Put it here, and I'm going to have a lot of scrap of this left over too. So again, I'm going to use my pattern weights. Let me bring it a little closer here, make sure I'm not catching my selvage in there. And go in and cut it out. Okay, I'll put all those pieces together. That aside. Check off our work. So we have done our 2 lining G pieces. I did my flap lining. And now we just have our zipper pocket lining pieces, which again are measured pieces. So I'm going to put this back up to my face and use my ruler to cut these out. So what I'm going to do is fold my fabric in on itself so I could cut both of these pieces at the same time. Because you need 2 of them. Where's my ruler? Okay. And cut as per the pattern pieces. Okay. Fold, which gives me my 2 zipper pocket lining pieces. Again, make sure you're following the right dimensions, whether you're making the small or the medium. And I believe that's everything. The gusset is done. The lining doesn't have a gusset. It looks like we're going to be doing box corners in those. Zipper pocket lining. That's it. Besides stabilizer, that is all we have. Like, I think that maybe took 15-20 minutes to cut out all of those pieces, which is absolutely amazing, especially for those days where you just want to make something quick that looks classy. And I don't think it's going to look like it's a quick bag, but it's definitely going to be a nice and quick and a beginner friendly, so I am sure from what I have read through it. So yeah, I really do hope you enjoyed this cutting tutorial. If at any time you did like this, please do give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment down below in the description. If you made it to the end of this video, emoji of this tutorial, we will make a flower of some sort. So if you could leave a flower emoji so I know you made it this far, that would be great. If you'd like to support me further, you can always buy me a coffee. That's linked down below in the description. And don't forget to check out the membership side of the channel just in case there's something there that interests you. Anyways, until the next one, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.